Hey guys, Chris Dunn here, aka the Boogie Man. All right, on this week's episode, race recap. Lassiter Mountain, Alabama, which might as well be about 10 minutes outside of Birmingham. Now, track, it's okay. The road getting into the track sucks. Straight up sucks. It is like, you know, when you got a big motor home, I mean, it's like, I don't know how road racing type stuff is even. I mean, it's just crazy getting in there. Long story short, you know, it was just a bad weekend, and we'll go through all of that. So Friday night, or should I say Friday afternoon, we get there, take the car out of the trailer in the dead of the heat. It run a 53 right off the trailer. I'm stoked because my first pass is always crappy. So I'm thinking, hey, we're gonna get to the 40s this weekend, rock on, that's where we need to be. We make that pass, it does good. We make another pass, it's falling off to a 55, you know, and we're scratching our heads, what's going on? And we just had this clutch resurfaced and totally freshened up. So, you know, we knew it needed to be seated in. And so we kind of chased ourselves Friday night, I'll just be honest with you. We made some adjustments and kind of made things worse. And sometimes you just got to get outside of a problem to get it fixed. Check this out. Hang it over that roll bar over there. Man, there you go. Kiss my ass and call me Chris Dunn. Is that not the shit right there? And that's what we done late Friday night. We pulled the transmission, the clutch, the pressure plate, the flywheel. We went back and reset everything and put ourselves back, and we're good to go now. All right, now we're going back. Now we're into Saturday, which is race day. All right. This car's coming around, guys. It's getting deadly. And I think my fellow A-gas drivers are starting to sense that it's getting deadly. And my ass is getting back into race mode. We go out for first qualifying pass, and I go to grab second. It leaves like a bat out of Sunday school. And when I go to grab second gear, it misses second gear. I run it out the back door anyway and got like a 7 something. You know, 7.5, 725, something like that. Well, long story short, we go into now, I'm thinking, what's going on? Well, on Friday night, me and a friend of mine, Daniel Hayes, the Patriot, he's a B-gas racer. Me and him worked on the shifter, doing some adjustment because the shifter was all out of whack. And we did some fine adjustment and used our camera, which is just so cool. I explain that sometime about going down in there and we was checking the depth of the slider. And something just didn't feel right quite Friday night. Me and him both just couldn't put our finger on. We was just going through the gears. It just didn't feel right. Long story short, first qualifying pass, we missed second. All right, so now I've checked all that and it still looks right when I go in there with the camera, and something just still don't feel right, but we don't have a choice. We got to go out here and qualify again. All right, now we're in the qualify round number 2, and I make a pass. It's an okay pass. It was like a 561, and we was in the right lane, and believe it or not, a lot of the A-gas cars, including myself, were slower in the right lane by almost 2/10 versus the left lane. That was kind of weird about that track. But we qualified number 5. Long story short, now we're going to round 1. We got the little varmint. That's a nice guy. I've really not met him yet, but he's got a cool little, I think it's a Morris Minor. It's called the little varmint. We go to make this pass. The car 60 foot's better than it's done in forever with a 22 60 foot, because that tells me we're getting the clutch dialed in right and we're getting the gears dialed in right. And the 330 is one of the best times it's ever had. I go to pull 4th gear and it don't go into 4th gear, and I have to literally coast out and probably just barely won the round with a 6 flat or something. So it's just like, what's going on? So it's just frustrating and a mess. We go back to the truck. Now, this is ridiculous to think we could pull this off. We pulled the transmission, we tore the side cover off, we started to tear it down to replace the faceplate on 4th gear was just mangled. When I mean mangled, it's just mangled. And we still don't quite figure out what's going on. So we kind of put the car back together thinking we're going to make it. Time gets out. This thing's on kind of like live streamed now. So they're really going and speeding things up. So we run out of time. We tell them that we're broke, and we was broke. You know, so we're broke, and then we're kind of hanging out in the staging lane right after that. And then I've got another fella, gas driver's kind of giving me crap like, hey dude, won't you just go get the car anyway? You don't never know what'll happen. So he finally convinced me and Jim, and I know I'm rambling, but this is, swear to God's how all this shit happened. He finally convinced me to go get the car, so I go get the car, and me and Jim put two Zeus fasteners in a transmission tunnel like an idiot, and we just go out there. And anything, put on a decent show, maybe a decent burnout. I know force gone, so I do a third gear burnout, which I don't know if I've ever done. We pull up to the line. They're kind of rushing us, and I get it because they kind of was letting this guy have a buy because he's getting a mechanical buy. But the rules state until he's either gone or the last pair's gone, you still can make the call and get up there. So we didn't, that was, you know, totally within the rules to come up and make the run with him. So this is where it gets really interesting and kind of gets a little screwed up. We go in the stage, he's staging up, he's in a killer car, it's called the Iceman Cometh. He's a badass driver, he just bought the car. So now I pull up, I go in the stage, the line lock won't set. So I'm worried that this thing's gonna blow through the beams. He takes off, and the yellow, I don't know if the amber dropped, and then I took off. All I see is he's in front of me. So we go down through there. It actually barely catches fourth gear. We run like a 61 or 2 again or something crazy. I mean, it was something crazy. I, at this point, think, okay, well, he won no matter what. So, you know, we made our little showing. I get off the track. He's behind me. I get off. I start going up through there. I go to the ticket booth. I get the ticket, stick the ticket in my mouth because I ain't even got my glasses to look at it because, well, I know we've lost. We're going to pack up. It's time to get home for Mother's Day. So I go to the trailer. I pull up on the tailboard like to load it up, and Matt's got thumbs up when I come back into the pits. And I'm like, yeah, man, because Matt wasn't there when me and Jim just went and jumped and got the car. I'm like, yeah, we decided to make a pass. I said, Leslie's giving me some bunch of shit, so we decided to make a pass. He said, you don't get it, you won. He red lighted. I said, do what? He said, yeah, he red lighted. The guy had red lighted. So I don't know that he's red lighted till I'm back to the trailer and the front end's literally up on the tailboard to put the car up. At this point, I'm like, you know, you'd rather be lucky than good, right? So the car's kind of ready for next round to a degree, or I think it is. We're going to check over it. So I go out on my little boogie, and I'm talking to somebody, and then the officials track me down. I didn't go over the scales, so I got disqualified, which is the rules, and it's right because I didn't think I won. So of course I didn't cross the scales to weigh. So I got disqualified, put him back in. So that's how all that shook down. The Lord was looking out for us on this because when I get the car back here into the shop and start pulling the transmission last night, one of the U-bolts in the rear end wasn't even tight. We got in such a big hurry and we knew we was broke and was just gonna pull it apart when we got back. We never tightened, when we got transmission in, we never tightened the U-bolt up. So we literally made a pass on one U-bolt holding the universal joint in on the rear end and one U-bolt totally loose. So if you don't believe in the Lord, there's something wrong with you because he was literally saying, yep, because I'll be honest with you, we probably would not have checked that when we got back to make the next pass. We would have left that U-bolt loose, and that could have been a bad day for me and this car. Thank you, dear Lord, for looking out for us. Now, I'm going to explain to y'all why the transmission was giving us such a fit over the weekend. All on me right here. I had went and got different ratios the week before from our guys at G-Force. Y'all guys are the tits, man. They got the baddest ass drag racing transmissions out there. So I go and get some different gear ratios and I'm putting them in. We were running some narrow stuff and some wide gears and some narrow gears, and you got to shim all of that properly. Well, I just go and be honest with you. It was really the first time I ever went to shim the stuff and I had it wrong. I had the shimming off, so the face plate was moving like this back and forth. It's the reason it didn't want to catch second or didn't want to catch fourth, and it ate the fourth gear face plate up. Like I said, that's on me. But here's the deal, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell everybody, yes, we do everything in-house here. We do the transmissions in-house. We do our engines in-house. We build the car in-house. We do everything we can in-house. Yes, we make mistakes, but I'm the kind of person, the way I was raised, man, you got to try, and if you don't try, you're not gonna succeed. I screwed this up. I let my boys down because I'm the one that really, at the end of the day, screwed up setting the transmission up. But at the end of the day, I've learned now what not to do and what to check more. So, you know, coming up London, Kentucky in about 3 weeks, that's going to be a special track for me. I've got relatives in London, Kentucky. My Uncle Wayne, which was married to my aunt. You know, I've known him my whole life. He lives in London, Kentucky. That's where he's born and raised. I got cousins. I've got family in London, Kentucky. So root for the boogeyman. You know, we're badass, or we try to be badass, or we're going for badassness and this. But this bad boy right here, it's a coming. I'm talking to all you A-gas drivers, and y'all know it's a coming. All right, now we might tear some shit up to get there, but we coming. Just remember it, Chris Dunn, AKA the Boogeyman.
It's on you.
Okay. Let's see here. Jet fire. That jacket thing is bugging. It's still bugging me. I wish I'd never thought about that damn jacket thing again. All right. Hey guys, Chris Dunn here, AKA the Boogeyman. Somewhere in Alabama, where were we at? Lassiter Mountain. All right. So, all right, now we're in elimination on Friday. Friday, we qualify, we go, and I'm thinking we're gonna have a good qualifying. Oh yeah, let me back up, I just f***ed up. All right, and you got to shim them up. And we got to stop right there because somebody just come in the front door. We'll be in London, Kentucky on May the 28th. Don't hold me to that. We'll put that out there. I'm not sure. I ain't got the date in front of me. For all you people that says I can't say, let me go ahead and tell y'all a little bit of something here, all right? If you see a car going up the road and you hear it and it sounds like the mufflers done fell off of it, most than likely that's the done cut off the catalytic converter so he go get paid so he can get some more of that. You know what I mean?